Okay, my name is Mario Reiner. I'm head of the design at 3DEXPERIENce and have around 60 designers in my department. And I have over 20 years experience with CATIA, especially in the automotive branch. And our partner for 3DEXPERIENCE is Technia, which is presented today by Ralf Kirchheim. So, Ralf, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thanks a lot, Mario. I'm glad that I can do this presentation together with you. Okay, as you mentioned, my name is Ralf Kirchheim. I'm working for Technia more than 10 years. I started my career with CATIA V3 as an engineer, also in the manufacturing arena with machining. But today, I'm responsible for the customer success team. This means we prepare all from the first pre-sales, from the ideas coming from our customers, up to the starting in production, running the solution. And with Mario Reiner, we worked together the last 5 years continuously on this dream 3D experience to make it happen and to have a happy customer. Yes, Mario.
Okay, thank you, Ralf. At first, I will give you a short overview about the 3DEXPERIENCE company. We are a supplier for tools, machines and equipment to produce automotive interior parts. 3DEXPERIENCE was founded in 1998 by Hannes Auer as a consulting company, and that's the reason for the name 3DEXPERIENCE. Our headquarters is in Austria, and we have around about 500 employees worldwide. A look at the turnover of the last years, you can see that our company was growing very fast. And the reason for this was the good acceptance and performance of our equipment in the automotive world. So last year, we expanded our headquarters with 2 new buildings with an area of 20,000 square feet. And our company was always using CATIA for the design of our tools and machines. And the reason for this, I think it's very simple. CATIA is the most popular CAD system in the automotive branch. And as you know, we have to do a lot of design work with freeform surfaces. And we think it's the most powerful tool to design freeform shapes in perfect quality and in a short time. So we have locations in the US, in Mexico, in Germany, and in China, with round about 150 employees. Also, you can see on this page where our locations are and where our customers produce with 3DEXPERIENCE equipment. Our customers are primarily all tier 1, which produce the parts for the OEMs, but also, for example, BMW is as OEM is buying equipment to produce instrument panels at 3DEXPERIENCE. Here you can see an overview of the most favorite parts and technologies at 3DEXPERIENCE. Our business is to build tools and machines to produce door panels, instrument panels, back panels, and pillars in a high quality and quantity. And goal is always to have nearly no manual rework. So far about our company. Now I have prepared a short video to get a better feeling what 3DEXPERIENCE is doing.
There is a growing demand for high-quality cut-and-sew laminated parts in automobile interiors. That's why we developed a process that allows instrument panels with premium surfaces to be laminated in less than 35 seconds. We have managed this by continuously developing the laminating processes, from stationary to continuous processes. The system consists of the following main components: the prefixing station, the infrared preheating station, the hot lamination station, the recooling station, followed by automatic unloading. During prefixing, the substrate and the cut and sew cover stock are placed in the lower tool. The seam blade is then closed and the cut and sew cover stock aligned. The seam blade remains closed throughout the entire lamination process. Operators stand on an evenly lit conveyor belt and move in parallel to the lower tools until the end of the prefixing station. This technology means they have enough time to prefix the cut and sew cover stock cleanly and securely. After prefixing, the lower tools are transferred to the infrared preheating station. A cross-section view of the substrate shows how the leather cover stock is laminated to the substrate. The adhesive gap is preheated to 65 degrees with infrared technology developed specially for this process. The next stage is the hot lamination, the main component being a warm upper tool. Pressure is applied from all sides and the joint temperature raised to 70 degrees. In the recooling station, we reduce the temperature of the adhesive gap to less than 40 degrees to prevent delamination. This process is especially important in concave areas with strong delamination risk. The linking together of these individual procedures provides the basis for the new laminating process. Between 6 and 8 lower tools are used, depending on the required take rates. At the end of the line, the seam blade opens automatically, and the instrument panel is placed on a conveyor belt with the help of an unload shuttle. A technology with real future prospects. The combination of left and right-hand drive tools on a single workpiece carrier means that in future you will be able to choose freely between the two versions in sequence. A sliding table with 2 upper tools is sufficient for a laminating line with left and right-hand drive versions for a single model range. If you wish to process another model range using the same system, we replace the sliding table with a rotary upper table. This allows you to produce either 4 model ranges with left-hand drive or 2 model ranges with left and right-hand drive versions. For greater flexibility, we can add a tool rack to the laminating line. The tool packages are automatically changed. Changing from one model range to another takes approximately 5 minutes, thereby allowing you to process an unlimited number of model ranges on a single laminating line. You only have to invest in the system once. For future orders, the only additional costs would be for tools.
And hey Ralf, maybe you will say something about our partnership with Technia and the evolution of Tricon in combination with CATIA.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mario. Yeah, it's a long story, and I will try to do it in short words. Here you can see the history from Tricon compared with the long history of Dassault tools provided by us by Technia. So Mario starts, maybe like in the beginning of 2000 with CATIA V4 and CATIA V5. This was the base for growing up with 3DEXPERIENCE because there is a lot of experience at the engineers, and in 2015 this was the changing point where you decide more to grow international, and this was the point to think about CATIA V5. CATIA V5 is what you said, the most popular CAD system in the market, but also if you have big assemblies, there are some issues with CATIA V5 because it's file-based, traditional file-based technology. So it's loading time, it's collaboration, and so on. So in 2015, we think together, what can we do in the next step? How can we go to the next level of CAD system? But we have to ensure that the users have to work. They have to deliver the machines, and they have to ensure a high automated engineering process behind. So this was the idea to look on 3DEXPERIENCE. What is possible? What is possible to do if more collaboration activities around Mexico, around today China. So in 2015, we start with CATIA on the one side, on the other side with machining from the Delvia brand from Dassault Systems. Approximately 60 users are working on the system. So we start with what we have, where we have a lot of experience. The next step was to eliminate the traditional paper workflow up to the shop floor. We tried to use the digital continuity idea from Dassault Systems, and we create some workstations on the shop floor. So we implement the paperless shop floor, and we increased the active user number to more than 120. The next step in this journey was to go to the machining area, to move from 3-axis to 5-axis continuous. So we increase also the number of users and the technology in the downstream applications with some roles from the Delvia portfolio. In parallel to this development of 3DEXPERIENCE platform, more and more ERP stuff comes in the arena. So the next step was, how can we integrate 3DEXPERIENCE platform PLM with the ERP requirements? This was the step in 2019. And also company increased and the number of users increased to more than 160 users. In parallel, also FreeCon looks what can we do in right direction of quality. And so they decided to add some modules from Simulia to be efficient in the early start, and also to support the sales activities with some roles from 3DEXPERIENCE. And you see, it's a continuously work the last 5 years. It's not only one shot, it's step by step, using what we can, using the experience from the users, growing and be faster. The last step in the last year was robotic, to integrate robotic technology, but we can hear more in the next slides if we go deeper inside the history. So what we here can see is parallel to the growth of FreeCon, it was easy to grow in parallel the 3DEXPERIENCE platform to support what they need over the years, over the last 5 years. So maybe we have a look on what are the decision drivers in 2015 to move from CATIA V5 to 3DEXPERIENCE, to CATIA 3DEXPERIENCE in the first step, and then to the full portfolio of 3DEXPERIENCE. In summary, it was the need of collaboration around the world, to be active, to be actual wherever you are, to do it around the clock, around the world. There are some limitations in CATIA V5, depending on the file-based technology. So we can remove this problems, and we have complex control in the worldwide access now with 3DEXPERIENCE. This was the idea, to give the data one single source of truth data around the world. But on the other side, also, FreeCon want to continue with standardization, to automate the engineering area and to give these templates to the new guys in different places around the world. On the other side, the customers requires more and more flexible engineering, flexible machines, and cost-efficient engineering processes. So this was the second driver for the standardized environment around the world. But on the other side, it was necessary to ensure the human knowledge and to transition it in the new world. So it was easy to do it on the beginning with CATIA and start more and more in the area of PDM and PLM. Also, the work they had done in the past with macros for the automated productivities, we have to ensure that it was possible. So this was the driver that all things are very well produced in 2015, and they decide, okay, let us start with 3DEXPERIENCE and go the next step of CAD data management, of CAD data engineering, but more and more in area of PDM and PLM. So maybe, Mario, we have a little insight. What do you do? We call it engineering excellence, to maybe you called it configuration, or sometimes I think you told me it was like playing Lego, what you do, but maybe you can give us a little bit more insight. What do you really did with 3DEXPERIENCE technology in the last 5 years to be efficient, to be fast, and on a high quality standard?
Yeah, thank you, Ralf. Yeah, I think it is a kind of configuration, but we built such a cool standard in the last years that is really more than playing Lego. It's very cool, and the big benefit of this standardization is a little bit shown here on this slide. So for now, it's very easy to make a quick concept for our sales department in a very early phase, and all standards machines as so standardized with a lot of variants and extensions, which can be very easy assembled in CATIA. Also, we generated for all standard machines very cool start models for the different technologies and different tools. So now we are very flexible and can start very fast in the right way in the design department. The platform was for sure the key to do this in this way. At first, it was for sure some work, but now we can harvest the fruits for this, and we reduced the whole process for a standard machine with more than 50%. So now, Ralf, it's your turn to explain us a little bit the digital continuity in horizontal and vertical.
Yes, thanks, Mario. It's very impressive what you did in the past, and how do you create a base for not only for working in Austria, also for working around the world with the same standard, with the same quality and the same speed. And this is, I think, is very impressive what you have done in the last 5 years. And it's okay that you can harvest now all what you want. So you talked about digital continuity horizontal. Yes, it's interesting. As we prepared this presentation, we thought about what is really crucial for 3DEXPERIENCE usage in 3D in FreeCon. We called it digital continuity horizontal, and we mean with horizontal that we can collaborate around the world, collaborate with customers, collaborate also internally, and collaborate to have the best of human creativity inside a project. We have no faults. We have directly the access to the same data. There's no time waste for data exchange, for preparing data. So Freecon can directly jump whenever it's necessary in a collaboration session, can discuss together with the customers, together with the manufacturing specialists, together with the service specialists, what is needed to fulfill the requirements or to fix some issues. So online meetings integrated in this technical world are very helpfully. And what we here see at Freecon is that 3D is really a language in this company. It's an independent language from the countries. All the specialists are speaking the same language, and there is no misunderstanding. There's only to think about what is the best to do for the customers to deliver in time, to deliver in budget. And this is completely through from sales to service to manufacturing. This is what helps to do in digital continuity horizontal. And also I spoke about a little bit about file-based and digital-based, file-based loading time, visualization time. All these topics are no topics more in Freecon since 5 years. You can directly jump in, directly discuss what is necessary, and this is really great to do it in such a manner. On the other side, if you have looked on the downstream applications, we call it digital continuity vertical. And the digital continuity vertical is very important also for the Freecon company to have no data exchange, no data loss. If they are transferred the first ideas, the detailed engineering up to the shop floor process. And what's also important was for Freecon is that they can implement upcoming new technologies very fast in their manufacturing process with no loss of data. So in the last years, more and more additive manufacturing machines becomes standard in this company. And it was easy to implement, to consume directly the data, to react on changes coming from the customers, but changes also to improve the performance of the manufacturing area. And on the end, more and more in the background are working automated processes. So it's ensure a high quality process. It's no more necessary to validate all the process in detail, and you can deliver what the customer needed. And in conjunction, maybe in the future, but I think it's not so far away in the future, we can optimize the OEE from the machines on this digital continuity in the downstream processes. So all the guys inside von Freecon are implemented, I will say, in this network of information. And the network information is always actual. There's never a wrong data set. There's never more critical time wasting to convert data, to lost data, to misunderstand what is happening. And you can see it's really on all places done in 3D, in Freecon, in 3D. So this is the two axes, digital continuity horizontal to collaborate around the world, and vertical to have a deep insight inside the data, the downstream processes, independent where we are in the world. So, but on the other side, we also talked about automatism. Automatism in the industry is often used as as robotic solutions. In the video, we have a first glance how you automate your machines, how you integrate robotics, but Mario, is it also integrated in the digital continued data flow? Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your, not the news, but one of the new baby, the robotics integration on the platform.
Yeah, thank you, Ralf, for this cool explanation. Yeah, for sure, robotics is a very a big topic in the past, because we have to work with a lot of different robots and different robot suppliers. So since last year, we also decided to use the platform for our robot simulations. So on the next slide, you can see the cool thing which we now have on the platform is that we nearly have all robot suppliers in one program. So in the past, I said it before, we have a lot of different programs like Robot Studio for ABB robots, RoboGuide for FANUC robots, and so on. So the biggest problem was the interface between them and CADIA. So we always had to export step files, and when there was a change, because the robot programmer said, okay, he cannot reach this point, so we have to change our design and export the step again and import it again. And now we have a native system in which the designers and the robot guys can work live together. So also they are collaborating together. And so it's possible to give a very fast feedback for a feasibility to the customer and so on. So, hey, Ralf, maybe you can tell us something about the 3D experience in our shop floor.
Yes, thanks a lot. So this is from the line side, highly automated robotics, digital continuity, clash analysis, all is possible in the same environment, very fast changes, but not only changes, also discussions, how you can change in the right way, in the best way, high quality versus the costs. And this is daily business at FreeCon. It's very impressive if you go through the offices, through the shop floor, and you can see always 3D as a language, yeah? And it's reality. It's not the future, it's reality. So, but on the other side, yeah, what is this paper? What is with drawings? It's interesting theme, because a lot of customers talk with us, and yeah, it's really possible to work without paper. It's really possible to understand how do you express the tolerances, how do you can tell the shop floor of a service, the context, how it's to assemble. In FreeCon, we have a really paperless shop floor and service departments. It depends on the thing that 3D experience is completely on the web. There's no need for this consuming the data to use a heavy log station. You can do it on your laptop, you can do it on your tablet, and also you can do it maybe on your handheld. And this is what is interesting. So the paper, the former paper, is always there, but it's digital. And it's not only the paper, it's also the context to understand how the system works, how it's have to assemble, how it's to mill or drill. So this is very interesting. And sometimes if there is in the traditional way with drawings, the dimension lost, no problem. You can measure, you can exact measure, you can measure and navigate in the structure of a machine, of a sub-assembly. You can try something, you can divide it, you can measure in the division. So all is possible, and it is very fast and very easy to understand for all attendees what is necessary to assemble, to create, to manufacturing these machines. So in reality, if you remember the timeline, I think 3 years ago, they start to be more paperless, to reduce it in the first step. And today, there is no paper, but it's not really exact no paper. Unfortunately, some suppliers need paper, but we are working on it to reduce more and more, also in this outside processes, the usage of paperwork. Because if you have a 3D model, the 3D model describes very well what is to produce, and you don't need some drawing to explain what you have in 3D. So also on this point, 3D is the main language in FreeCon about all areas. You remember horizontal collaboration, vertical downstream applications, and additional services for maintenance, maybe in this area. So this is very helpfully, all is up to date. Single source of truth is normal. If something wrong, to really think about what can you do, with whom can you collaborate, and you can live without drawings. It's right, I think so. And this was the point. If you don't have the classical drawings, we reduce the complexity for managing data. And it was the point where we think about together with FreeCon how we can connect the ERP system in FreeCon. I think the ERP development is very special. It's very interesting. And so Mario, maybe you can explain us a little bit more, moving the theme from CAD now in the PLM arena with ERP connection.
Yeah, for sure. So 3Connect is our ERP system, and as you can see it on the name, we created it by ourselves. So we have 10 web programmers in our plant, which are responsible to generate our ERP system, which is fitting to 100% to our requirements. So as overview, 3Connect is in the meanwhile not only an ERP system anymore. 3Connect can also or is also be used as an MES system for production control of our customers, and an IoT system which is called SMTS at 3Con, and SMTS is for Smart Connected Factory. So our 3Connect is the whole system is cloud-based, and the whole project management, materials management, logistic, financing, and so on, everything is running on this system, which is also globally used in all facilities. So since last year, we are able to work with external customer data over our MES system. Integrated in this production system is, as I said, also our SMTF module, which is Industry 4.0 confirm and used especially for predictive maintenance on all machines all over the world. So we get an automatic message when the health of a machine gets bad, long time before the machine is really damaged. And together with the support of Technia, we generated last year a really cool connection to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. So maybe Ralf, you can tell us some details of this connection, which is powered by Technia integration framework.
Yeah, I can do it. I can try to do it because it was the next exciting project together with Freecon. Why? Normally, we have to connect 3DEXPERIENCE to standard ERP systems, sometimes on the enterprise area, sometimes in the cloud, but on standard ERP systems. But here, we have a very agile customer, and he said, hey, I need my own, not ERP system, I need my MES, ERP, CRM system, and you have to connect. And they asked us, hey, Technia, is it possible to connect outside this traditional standard connections with our system? And we have a solution. Yes, we developed, I think, more than 10 years ago, more and more the integration framework technology to connect 3DEXPERIENCE platform with ERP systems, standard systems, but also we have a flexibility to connect with this special own developed ERP system. So we call it more the synchronization between 3DEX and FreeConnect, more than the integration, because we don't integrate 3DEXPERIENCE in FreeConnect, but also we don't integrate FreeConnect with 3DEXPERIENCE. We make a synchronization so that we have about the material master a good overview, what is changing on one side, what is necessary of the other side for purchasing, for services, for manufacturing, and we bring the right information to right time inside the ERP system to manage all the manufacturing processes at the side of Freecon. So this was the challenge, to connect to a modern, to connect to a cloud system, and we solved it with our integration framework. And we have not only the focus on the engineering bill of material, also in the background, the automatic creation for the service bill of materials for the spare parts was required and was needed. So this is what we did with the integration framework. By the way, we can create also some additional documentation for the services and so on, because there is a single source of truth in the 3DEXPERIENCE side. But what we learned together in this journey was the material master. The material master must be on a high quality. It must be clean, must be correct, must be synchronized, and it took a lot of effort to do this. So the core connection between the systems, it's technical as possible, we can deliver, but the work around to make it really happen, to synchronize, to avoid misunderstanding between the two systems, this was much effort, but at the end, it helps and it automates what Freecon want to do. So this is one of the point of a journey, but I think the journey together with Freecon in the last 5 years is not at the end. So sometimes we are thinking we're at the beginning. We have so much ideas what we can do, but before we talk about the future, what we want to do, maybe short recap to a summary. What is the outcome, the summary of the last 5 years 3D experience at FreeCon?
Yeah, as summary, I can say for me, and I think for whole 3Con, it was the right decision to change to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform in combination with our 3Connect. It is in the meanwhile our spine and one big reason, I think, for our success. We have a very high user acceptance and were able, with some work for sure in the last 5 years, but now we are able to reduce our design phase over 30% because of standardization on the platform, and also we reduced in combination with 3Connect the whole process to build a machine over 50%. So this is a big thing, and we are very happy about it. And everything is on one platform, and I think that's very cool. So as Ralf said, we also have a lot of topics for the future. And yeah, Ralf, so please do it.
Yeah, I will try to do it. Thanks a lot, Mario. But I think in the last 5 years, a lot of these points are really we solved together. And I think this was one of the driver that we can say it was very successful in the last 5 years. There are some critical areas we are not, but we solved it together. We think about what can we do, what can we hope. Also, we asked the Dassault System as the developer of this system, and so we found a solution and bring it forward. So this is the point forward. What is the next steps? What brings the future? The future of the partnership 3Con and Technia. As Mario mentioned, explanation is one of the points of 3Con. They build new offices, new manufacturing areas in the headquarters, but also outside of the headquarters. And this brings me to the point that what we have built in the last 5 years is a really high quality base for growth. So increasing the number of users, it's not so a big topic for 3DEXPERIENCE. We can connect it. We have to select the right roles. We have to integrate them. We have to educate them. Okay, but they can work directly. They can benefit from all the data inside the platform and all the automatism we have created in the direction of PLM ERP services. So this is well done. So we can start, and this is the next point, to bring more and more users, more than 200 users on the platform. Why not? For the ERP integration processes, we are not at the end. We are in the middle. We have to do a lot of automatism work and a lot of ideas to help all the users to free from waste of time, to concentrate on what the customers from 3Con really brings forward. This is the idea of 3Con that we like. The customer is in the focus, and we are the services to bring the right things to the customers and help our customers to do it. On the other side, we are open to go more in upcoming technologies, additive manufacturing, I talked about, more about metal print, new machines integrating directly in the data flow without data broken, without data transfer, like robotics, like machining. On the other side, for the sales process, you watched the video. This is the next point that we want to make it happen, that with sales videos to bring the expertise from 3Con directly to the customer of of FreeCon help to do with movies directly from the 3DEXPERIENCE 3D data. On the other side, augmented reality, virtual reality, we test something, we go with first points, how can we integrate it, how can it help, and what is the benefit from the platform. So up to manufacturing, support, maintenance, digital work instructions, all these points are possible. So I'm sure we FreeCon, Technia, and Dassault Systems, we can do much more in the upcoming 5 years as we have done in the last 5 years, because there is the basis there. We can go wherever it is necessary to do it. So I am interested what we can present maybe in the next 5 years, if we come back to this point and we can present where FreeCon is on the world and what is happening with 3DEXPERIENCE at FreeCon. So a lot of thanks to Mario and also to FreeCon, to the managing director Hannes Hauer. He support us in all what we have in critical situations and good situations in the last 5 years. I think this was also a big driver to bring this on the road. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mario, for this great story, for this great journey about the 5 years. And I'm happy to do the next 5 years together with you, with the company, and let's see what the future will bring and where we stand in 5 years.
Yeah, thank you, Ralf. Also, a big thanks from my side back to Technia, especially to you and your team. It's really a pleasure for me with this very strong partnership and the perfect support. So thank you for everything. And yeah, we are at the end. Thank you for your attention.